First and foremost, it's nice to stand up here and see only a couple empty seats. This is a pretty good turnout, so thanks everyone for making time in the busy spring to come on out to our spring meeting today. The Holy Week that it is with the Masters, we're going to try and get everything done so that we can get in front of that television and watch everyone going down there this week. So picking a winner this week is going to be pretty tough. All the horses are running strong. I'd like to start off by bringing up the host golf professional, Mr. Ben Hoffine, to start off the meeting with their invocation.
Thank you, Heath. Welcome everybody to Waikio. Apologize for no golf today for the second year in a row. Unfortunately, Mother Nature has had other thoughts the last week. Speaking of Mother Nature, I hope for all of our own personal benefits, the season's weather is conducive to busy seasons at our own facilities and businesses. This is a time of year to reflect, to remember those friends and loved ones that have left us over the winter, to give thanks and joy to family and friends that have new additions, to give hope to those that are ill. 2016 is a very special year for the PGA, its 100th anniversary. Waikio has been called the cradle of the PGA, as in early 2016, Rod Wanamaker held an informal lunch here, to which he invited leading professionals. Later that spring, on April 10th, just a few days from now, the PGA of America was founded. The association's first president, Robert White, served as head professional at Waikio. Not only was Mr. White the professional, he was the green superintendent, and was also a course designer to many golf courses in the country. His fee for laying out 9 holes was $25, and it took one morning. In 1973, the Metropolitan PGA hired Charlie Robson as executive director. His first offices were right here at Waikio, inside of the men's locker room. Charlie has not only been a leader in our association for 43 years, he's been a friend and mentor to many. Charlie, thank you. Wishing all of you a successful and rewarding golf season.
Thank you, Ben. Well done. Very nice. I'd just like to quickly recognize just a few special in attendance today. Mr. Dan Pasternak, our district director. He'll have a little presentation later today. And Mr. Jonathan Gold, our newly elevated employment consultant with the PGA of America. Thank you for attending today, guys. Also, just quickly want to just recognize a couple of golf professionals who couldn't be here today because they're busy working down at Augusta, but you'll hear on TV all week and radio, Brian Kroll and Michael Breed representing the MEC section very nicely on television and radio this week. They cannot be here, but think about them when they're gone. At this time, I'd like to bring in all the partners and sponsors who are here today. Over, I believe we were about 70 strong in the partner and sponsor program. We're going to recognize each individual and their organization. This group is what makes the programs, the events, the tournaments, and everything that we play for tick. So your appreciation is warm and welcome to this group of very important people. We've got enough room for everybody. go through alphabetically by company name. So be aware, company name alphabetically. Just step forward, raise your hand for recognition, please. Adams Golf, TaylorMade, Dan Rokita and Art J. Zurak. Adidas and Ashworth Golf, Brent Skinner and Carl Montagna. Ahead, David Nordman and Bill Hermanson. Associates Golf Car Service, not sure if she made it here or not, Anne Marie Van Etten, Golf Car Annie. Bettinardi Golf, Sean Bravakis. Blast Motion Incorporated, Michael Dumel and Joshua Dunn. Bushnell, Jerry Shulak. Callaway Golf, newly hired Jerry McGooey in Long Island, and my good friend who could not be here today, Mr. Josh Rifkin, and just want to have everyone keep Josh in your prayers and thoughts as he's working through some medical circumstances right now. Club Car, Mr. Paul Schwab, he'll be here at lunch. Cobra Puma, Mr. Peyton Randolph. Cure Putters, Jeff Ryan and Joshua Dunn. Cutter and Buck, Paul McManus. Destinations Golf and Leisure, Declan O'Brien. Donald Ross, John Boland and Sandy Bauer. Dunning Golf, Riva Freshman, Jim Guerra. Empire Casino, Anthony D'Alessandro. Evolve Golf, Adam Brown. Easy Go, Nick Roberto, Reed Williams, and Dan Quattrocelli. Footjoy, Joe Smurgy. Golf Buddy, Dirk Zolke. Golf Genius Software, Bart Ricard. Golf Max, Rob Caval, Dirk Zolke, Bill Higgins. Golf Professionals of America, Ron Furman, Mark Soving, and Bob Horvath. Golf Slot Machine, Janice Moley and Stephen Amick. The Greg Norman Collection, Jim Guerra and Barry Dennis. Haas Jordan, Paul McManus. Heritage Creations, Paul McManus. Jay Lindbergh, Michelle Vasti. JBA Awards, Jim Boaz, Lorna Boaz. Kirk and Max, Justin Max. And Sandy Bauer. He's got the name now. Martin Golf and Fennec Golf, Gavin Heaton. Middletown Golf Group, Dean Middleton and Percy, I'm gonna apologize right now because there's no way I'm gonna get this right. Kaja Hoanka? Close? Morel Studios, John Clay. Page and Tuttle Brooks Brothers, John Bauback. Par Bar Golf, Jerry Mullally. PGA Tour, Brian Sheeran. Ping Golf, Dave Brodemark, Michael Corrigan, Scott Lackmuth, and Megan Buck. Polo Ralph Loren, Raymond Guthrie, Kate Callahan, Katie Gradle. Stonehouse Golf, John Deans. Stream Song Golf, Alex Marone. Summit Golf Brands, Terry Murphy, Liz Kapleski. Sun Mountain Golf, Sandy Bauer. Terry Murphy, representing Terry Murphy. The Golf Scoreboard Company, Bruce Zabriskie. Timeless Golf, Jay Hill, Paul Didi, Bill Kent. Travis Matthew, Eric Jewett. Under Armour, Greg Rush, Chris Catapane. VPAR, Fred Ivanko and Tommy Forte. Zero Friction and Game Golf, David Norman. I believe that covers everyone that is actually in attendance, and now I'm going to continue down the list for those that are not here to cap off this amazing group of individuals and companies. Anheuser-Busch, Carr Golf, Ernst & Young, Fairway Golf Car, the Hermitage Club, Michael Hebron, Janet King, Lennox Advisors, Lincoln, MasterCard, Mercedes-Benz, Mohegan Sun, National Car Rental, Omega, Peter Millar, PGA National Resort and Spa, Prospect Mortgage, Swing Oil, Trieber Insurance, and Weatherbug. Oops, sorry, I apologize. Golf Slot Machine, Janice Smoley and Stephen Onk. Skipped over you guys earlier, apologize. If I could have a warm round of applause for all these individuals and corporations for their support of Events Action. Thank you for everything you guys do to help support us. All right, if all the partners and sponsors could go back into the patio area, you can break down your areas, then make your way down to the grill room and a little chat with Kelly down there. And we'll see you at lunch. Thank you for that response and reception for our partners and sponsors. It's a pretty in-depth and amazing list of companies and individuals that want to do business with us and help us continue to produce the programs that we do. We'll start off and we're going to go right into the officers' reports, and I will start off with the President's report. At this time, I'd just like to kind of introduce the staff that makes everything tick with the Metropolitan PGA. Starting off with our new, in his very first spring meeting as the Executive Director, Mr. Jeff Voorhees. The ever amazing Kelly Clayton in her 17th year of service for the section, putting together all that stuff. And our actor with his upcoming show this weekend, Mr. Dan Frankel, in his second year as the Junior Golf Director and proudly following in Kelly's footsteps. Also in his second year here, clicking the camera back there, Mr. Paul Giordano. See all his work brought to life in the video production, and you'll see a bunch more videos coming your way this summer as we celebrate the centennial. Brought in one of our own Met Section members to fill in, hiring from within, Kevin Rodine, being promoted to Assistant Tournament Director. And we've added a new slot to our bullpen We're going to welcome back a familiar face. You may have seen her working with the WMGA and most recently with the USGA. Caitlin Sabah is now our player development manager. And last but not least, once more, we promoted from within. We tapped into a great resource for our new tournament director, Mr. Dan Kiley. And last but not least, the monkey in the room, Mr. Charles Robson. For 43 years of service, starting out here in the locker room. Didn't realize that his office was in the locker room. Charlie's in a full-time position through June, and then we're settling up his retirement part as a consultant, and he's going to continue to be very involved on a daily and weekly basis, supporting Jeff and everything that we do, especially with employment and the first tee. So he will continue to sit on the board of the first tee as Jeff gets his hands on the executive director role in the office and all that stuff. So be very, very key with us, and very glad that he's helping us. Tried to fire him, just couldn't get rid of him. It's like a bad penny, he just keeps showing up. One thing that you will notice is I did not announce our controller position, which we have eliminated. It'll be done later in the reports by Stuart with treasurers. We are actually in the process of going down to the admin program at National, which is a huge cost savings to us. There's no fee for that, and it's been a pretty good process. I think we're going to get a little bit more formalized with what we're doing, but more importantly, saving us some payroll. As you notice with all the different titles, it's been a busy past 6 months with the search for executive director and doing different restructuring of the office, etc. So I'd just like to, at this time, thank my officers for all their time and hard work, as well as the board. I just want to touch on a couple little things. The incredible growth of PGA Junior Golf League and the PGA Hope program. They have both reached new levels at just an amazing pace. So I think it's an absolute perfect time to have Caitlin joining our staff to really dedicate in the player development aspect of it and be that point person in a section level. Jonathan Gold was our player development individual before, but he represented many different sections. So Caitlin is actually employed with the Metropolitan PGA and is there for each and every one of us to help support and guide any development programs that you have in mind or what's going on at National in that respect. So I think it's a great time for that. With the Hope program as well, we've taken on some pretty big manpower commitments and financial commitments where each graduate's going to get a set of golf clubs, and we're going to have, if you saw recently the email from Kelly going out, all the different classes that we're going to be doing programs for the veterans. West Point, and now we're expanding to Tomashalu and down on Long Island as well. So we've not only expanded just from West Point, but to 2 other sources. So we're basically tripling the amount of graduates, the number of sets of golf clubs that will be given out to these individuals, and the instructors that will be needed. After volunteering at West Point last year, going through the training class, I got to say it was one of the most empowering and just best things I was ever involved with. Kelly gave me a note from one of the veterans that came back and basically stated that he felt that we had changed his life because it gave him something to talk about with his son, who they had been estranged. And it touched me deeply that we could basically not just grow the game through kids, but give back to our veterans who are fighting their own daily battles and to give them a little gleam of hope with the game of golf. So please take a good look, hard look at that program, get involved, get a couple hours, a couple different weeks. I think you will thoroughly enjoy your time with the veterans, and it's extremely rewarding. Many thanks to Ben Hoffine and his crew, Corey Muller, with doing the Junior League coordination. Stuart Watt, you guys putting together just an incredible program. I think you're going to see that we do things a little bit differently in the Met. We're going to kind of customize what we do a little bit from National, which is fine. Just taking advantage of a great framework and making it work better for us. Timing-wise, I know my league, we get done by the end of June, and my kids go away to sleepaway camp, and then there's others that will be going all summer long and all fall long. So there's ways to make it work and adapt to each of our different situations. And just really want to say thank you to everyone in this room for everything that you do for junior golf, Folds of Honor, Hope program, hopefully adding in, you'll see in our foundation the 3 pillars of youth, diversity, and military. The fundraising that is done in this section is second to none. Junior golf, I think we eclipsed our $100,000 mark again. Thank you for all the assistants and clubs doing that, as well as over $400,000 for Folds of Honor. So 2 or 3 in the nation in that respect. So round of applause everyone in this room. Amazing, amazing work. I'll touch on some other stuff later on in open forum. So right now that concludes the President's report. A lot of good positive things happening in the metropolitan section. I think we're in good financial shape and we're in great shape employment-wise. At this time I'd like to bring up Stuart Walk for the Treasurer's report.
Thank you, Heath. Everybody can see that there's the combined statements of changes in net assets. It's in the report. Please look at that. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions after the meeting. Just kind of what's new in terms of, this is kind of the inner office, back office project that we're doing that will affect us, but it will better us and make things a little bit cleaner and easier. That we are now turning over our accounting process to PGA America. It's called our admin program. And essentially it's going to make, it eliminates a position that was in the office of controller. It basically makes the flow of money, the paying of invoices, the controls, that's all set up a little bit easier on the staff. Once this thing is kind of broken in, it'll become, I think it has enhanced the other sections from talking to them and made things a lot cleaner and easier. The important thing is how does it affect us and you guys and girls out there. First of all, the one way that you can help the most, and it'll make it easier on you as well as the staff, is to sign up for the direct deposit, that direct deposit authorization form is on the front page of our website. Okay, and it's under forms and documents. It's about maybe 2/3 of the way down. You can click on that, and it asks you for a voided check, and you fill out the form, and where you have to email and send it is right on that form. If you have already signed up for some events, you might have gotten an email back from Dan or Jeff saying, guys, please fill this out. We are looking for 100% participation in this. For guys my age and a little bit older, it's probably not as adept as to kind of figuring this stuff out, but the section is there to kind of hold your hand if you have any issues with it. So, but please, as soon as you can, we're looking for 100% participation in that. Just so you know that if you're set up as an LLC or if you're some kind of business, you will have to submit also a W-9 form with the direct deposit form. And other than that, that's it. Thank you.
Mr. Brian Kroll is not here. He's down working in Augusta, so I will quickly go through the Secretary's report. It's in your packet, and the employment changes we'll go over real quick. Steve Federer, A4 to Indian Island Golf Course. Steve Federer, Poxabog Golf Center, A4. Joseph Munzer, Poxabog Golf Center, PGA, former A6 at Oyster Bay. St. George's, Chris Crenshaw, moving to A1. Trump National Golf Club, Eric Sorensen. West Point Golf Club, Andy Crane going to A1, formerly B1. Rod Heller, the St. George's Golf and Country Club, congratulating him on his retirement. Head professionals that left the Med section to go to other sections. Puerto Los Cabos, John Turk, now the A1, formerly of East Hampton. Cacique Golf Club, Mr. Dylan Thew, formerly A8 at Deepdale. The Floridian, Morgan Jewell, moving from Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Rock Ridge Country Club, Brian Hussey, former A8 at Fairview. Other changes, Todd Bordenaro from Dunwoody Golf Course, formerly A6 at Mosholu. Catherine Katie Brenny, Mosholu Golf Course, formerly A6 at Mosholu. Bryce Busey, Metropolis Country Club, former A8 at Friarshead. Judy Carlson, Trump National Golf Club, former A8 at Trump National. And if anyone is in the room here, we're going to go through and congratulate all the new members that have been elected to membership since the fall meeting in 2015. If you are here, please stand and be recognized when I call your name. Mr. Frank Abatino, Westchester Hills Golf Club, A8. Alexander Bardani, Quad Field Club. Peter Basso, Greenwich Country Club. Katie Brenny, A14 Moshulu Golf Course. Elizabeth Brown, A8 West Hampton Country Club. Thomas Crane, A1 West Point Golf Course. Brandon Gadoris, Clay Sports Club. Timothy Kieran, St. George's Golf and Country Club. Nicholas Novak, Greenwich Country Club. Kevin Quinn, Quaker Ridge Golf Club. Benjamin Silverman, PGA Tour. Michael Winkler, A8 Stanwich Club. Congratulations to those entering the Quarter Century Club. Marty Burke, West Sayville. Andrew Carasino, Timber Point. Tim Edwards, Shorehaven. Terrence Hughes, Mayapack. Ron McDougall, Golf and Body. Rhett Myers, Vassar Golf Club. Johnny Sanjis, Rockaway Hunting Club. Entering the Half Century Club. Michael Ballo, PGA Life Member. Michael Borsa, PGA Life Member. Angelo Campi, Life Member. Pete Donnelly, Life Member. Bill Luzzi, Life Member. 50 years, half century, it's pretty amazing. Congratulations, guys. And PGA golf professionals who put the hard work in to earn certification. Frank Abatino, Coaching and Golf Operations. Nicholas Annunziata, Teaching and Coaching. Alex Bardani, Teaching and Coaching. Jeffrey Calais, Teaching and Coaching. David Chong, Teaching and Coaching. Andy Crane, Teaching and Coaching. Shelby Lohman, Teaching and Coaching. Michael Mercadante, Teaching and Coaching. Steve Scott, Golf Professional Operations. Also achieving Master Professional status, Mr. John Cooper, the Longshore Country Club. Congratulations, John. That concludes the Secretary's report. Executive Director, Mr. Jeff Voorhees.
Thanks, Heath. Morning, everybody. This is pretty weird, isn't it? It's weird for me. And, you know, as I was thinking about being up here in front of all of you and saying a few things, obviously you think about Charlie a little bit, and probably for all of you, every meeting you've ever been to in the section, he's been the one up here giving this report. So, a little bit of a change for me, certainly, and for all of you too. So, just know that we're in it together, because I'm a little intimidated right now too. So, like I said, Charlie's he's been here for all of us for so long, and for me as well. And again, in thinking about what I wanted to say this morning, I thought about the fact that I was going to be in a room full of people that had more wisdom and experience than I did, and that my job was to try to somehow motivate and inspire everybody. It's like, gee, that doesn't really fit together, but here goes. And I will preface all of this with, you know, I hope these observations or thoughts that I'm going to kind of give are maybe they're a little bit obvious. So if they're elementary, I apologize in advance. But again, just in thinking about all of you, one of the things that I admire most about you Met PGA professionals is your ability and your desire to innovate and change and stay ahead of the curve, so to speak, in our business. It's no secret that we're faced with definite and obvious challenges in our business, more so than ever. But it's the way that all of you approach your profession and that you quest for improvement and advancement, and that you understand that you have to stay ahead of the game, that you have to innovate, that you have to reinvent yourselves. That's so impressive to me, and that's the reason that you're here in the greatest section in the country, because you are those leaders, and that's inspiring to me. And you know, the challenges that we face in our game of golf, even just in our lives, they give us great opportunity to get better and to improve. I know that for me personally, the last few months have been a foray out of my comfort zone. There's no doubt about it. And I've still got a long way to go, but I'm better already for it. Working harder, and I'm learning things about myself that I didn't know. And I feel like that applies to all of us. When you step out of that comfort zone and the things that you're used to doing every day, and maybe try something, challenge yourself, it's amazing what you learn about yourself and what you find out. And I think it rubs off on other people, your members, your friends, your family, whoever it may be. Again, we talk so much about our problems and our issues. It seems like all too often that's all we talk about. And of course, that's important, I think, that we are aware of the things that are challenging us, and that we have a desire to tackle these issues and head on, and that we're working together, using each other as resources to do that. But I just feel like, whenever possible, let's try to keep it positive too, right? One example that comes to mind is PGA Junior League Golf. We are aware, as well as you are, of some of the changes that have happened this season with Junior League Golf, and it stinks. It's been made harder. There are some reasons for that, and I'm not here to defend anybody or anything, but there are some legislations that we have to comply with when it comes to children and the internet and registering for things, and there is this third-party provider, and that's why we have this processing fee that seems excessive, and on the face of it, it looks like somebody's just lining their pockets for more money, right? And maybe we agree with it, maybe we don't, but my attitude is, if it's worth doing, it's probably worth working hard, a little bit harder for, and I don't see these as the things we should be focusing on. We should probably be focusing on all the great things that PGA Junior League Golf is and has been for all of us here in our section. And just to take the Junior League Golf thought a step further, and again, this is just one person's opinion, but I really wish that there wasn't a finals or a trophy for this thing. I think when you're trying to be competitive and also developmental, it doesn't always work out, and I couldn't feel more strongly about that when it comes to Junior League Golf. Everything we do in golf ends with identifying who the best player was that day and handing out a trophy. Why can't we have one thing where we treat it like youth soccer? I mean, those of you that have kids, when they were 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, remember how excited they were on trophy day? Didn't matter if their team finished in last place, they went home with a trophy. And I know that's kind of silly and it's probably goofy, but I feel strongly that Junior League Golf there's a thing that it's supposed to be, and I think we're starting to miss it, because the first couple years were all fun and happy, and now all of a sudden it's turned into another competition, which we have a zillion of. So anyway, enough on that. Again, with the challenges and the changes, I think about all of you and your store, your members, your facility, whatever your situation may be, and this idea that we have some tenured golfers who really expect things a certain way. They're very steeped in traditions, whether it be at their club or just the way they expect to consume their golf. And then we have newer members who are, in a lot of ways, a complete 180 from that. Customer number one might walk in and they want to sign up for something on a piece of paper on the counter. They want to pay you with a personal check, etc. Then customer number two walks in. They're looking to buy a speaker system that they can Bluetooth their music with while they're on the golf course, playing 9 holes that they only have an hour and a half to play. Oh, and they want to pay with an Apple Pay by waving their iPhone in front of you. And somehow you have to figure out how to create experiences that satisfy both of those customers and everybody in between. Not too easy, is it? Another example that came to mind, similar to that, was we just gave a rules of golf program at Scarsdale Middle School for the Section 1 golf teams. Dan Kiley, Dan Frankel from our staff did a magnificent job talking about the rules of golf. But again, we had a room full of juniors and seniors, 16, 17, 18-year-old high school players with what I would consider pretty good tournament experience and relatively strong understanding of the rules. So for them, we were able to have a pretty good, rules of golf conversation, and I think they were able to learn a little bit. But as you look around the room, there are some other kids who you can tell just decided, you know what, I'm going to go try this golf thing. And maybe haven't picked up the club very much, and we're sitting there talking about Rule 3-3 and, you name it. And you look at these faces and they're blank. So I got up at the end and just said, hey, to all you experienced players, we hope you learned something today. But for all of you out there who this was like, your first day in Spanish class, forget it. Just go out and hit shots and have fun, And again, that chasm, that huge chasm between the levels of experience or the expectations of golfers, whether it's members or kids, it's a big challenge, and I've seen it firsthand, I guess, in a couple of examples. And I guess the final thought there to me is maybe in the past we've been able to really dictate to our customers what we think the golf experience should be. Well, the club has been able to have a list of rules a mile long about what you can and can't do at the club, and I know that's not going to change in a lot of places, and to be honest, I hope it doesn't. I wish it didn't have to, but I guess what I'm saying is I'm afraid that in a lot of situations it probably does have to change a little bit. And again, back to my original point about all of you and what you're able to do as innovators, I trust that you guys are at the forefront of that and probably already aware of that. So sorry if that was 5 minutes wasted on a thought. Just a few updates on the association and things that are happening with the section. I'm not going to go through and give all the committee reports because that would just be stealing thunder from the people that actually did the work, so I'll leave that to them to talk about all the things that the different committees are doing. But and Stuart already talked a little bit, and Heath, about the PGA admin program that we're switching over to. Basically what that is administrative services that PGA of America offers to the sections at no cost. Our accounting department has been somewhat of a revolving door. We were really fortunate to have Tony come back and kind of save us after some previous issues. But to sort of re-solidify that department and the way that we do things, we think that this is a really good move. Stuart mentioned the direct deposit feature, which I think will be the biggest thing that you all will notice, is the ability to have things sent directly and not deal with paper and checks anymore, and hopefully shrink the amount of time it takes to get you guys paid as well. The other thing with that is some of you may have gotten a W-9. Maybe your manager came and said, hey, I got a W-9 from the Met PGA, what's this all about? And basically that's part of this process. PGA of America has taken our vendor list and supplied them with the W-9 because they'd like to do direct payments to our vendors as much as they can too. So if you saw that, or if your manager came in wondering what that was all about, well, there's your answer. So the Met PGA Foundation is another thing that we've been working on quite a bit this off season, and you're going to hear about it more today, so I'm not going to delve into it, but so the things that we're doing, we believe, are going to allow us to do more within our foundation. Our foundation was always known as the Met PGA Junior Golf Association, which we're not giving up junior golf by any means. We're just going to sort of realign the foundation so that it's not limited to just junior golf, and that we can do these great things that we've already started doing with veterans and some other projects. The Centennial being our 100th year, that's another theme that you're going to hear about quite a bit. Paul Giordano has been working hard on this storyboard that you see to my right that we're going to do at some clubs that we visit this year, just celebrating their history, what they've meant to the PGA of America and the Met section. So that's been something we've been working on, and there'll be some things that we sort of release on the website as we march through the season with respect to the clubs that are hosting a lot of our events. So you can watch out for that as well. From a staff perspective, Heath did a nice job introducing everybody, and we really appreciate that. I don't like to talk about myself, but I do want to say that, you know, as your new executive director, I really sincerely appreciate the opportunity that I've been given. I take this as seriously as I take anything in my life. It means an awful lot to me. So thank you to all of you for the confidence and the support. I've received a lot of messages and phone calls from all of you members, and it means the world. So thank you. And that said, none of this is about me. We're a team, just like a lot of you and your staffs. Kelly Clayton has been here for, well, Kelly, I'm not going to tell him how many years. I guess Heath already did, but Kelly's really the engine that drives everything that we do, and all the others. We're a team, and all of our successes are not the success of anyone, they're the success of everybody. So, and the team's commitment is to all of you. You know, we're just the staff. You guys are the association. You guys and girls are the association, and we're really just here to execute and administer the things that you feel that are important. But, you know, no tournament, no junior golf event, no employment work, no promotions that we do are worth anything if they're not benefiting you. And that's what we think about every day. And if the things that we're doing aren't benefiting you, you certainly need to let us or the board of directors know. So, because if they're not benefiting you, we don't need or want to be doing them. I'm going to get off here because I've probably been up here twice as long as I should be. But the last thing, obviously, that I want to talk about is Charlie Robson. I was with one of our members yesterday, and I'm going to try to quote what he said to me. Hopefully I'll do it justice. Us old guys are really sorry to see Charlie go, and we're all wondering who the heck this new guy is. And I said, okay, you know, that's fair. And I thought about it, and when I left, I was driving home, and I thought, you know, that's okay, because it doesn't matter who the new guy was. You could have gotten anybody on the planet, and they wouldn't be Charlie Robson. And that's no detriment to me. That's just it says volumes about Charlie, who he is, and what he's done here. You know, I think I'm a lot like Charlie. Of course, I've been with him for a while, so I've learned an awful lot from him. And to be quite frank, I want to continue to try to be more like him. But I'm also going to be me, because I have to be me, and I can't. Sometimes for better or for worse, I'm going to be me. But anyway, I opened with a reference to Charlie, and now I'd like to close with it. Charlie, first of all, I love you, man. And I think I speak for everybody in the room that we all do. And if you read the notes that I wrote in the report, you know, I talked about our collective desire to celebrate Charlie, have a big party, retirement party, gala. And at first I thought, you know, we're going to just do this and he's going to live with it. And the more that I thought about it, you know, as he's made his wishes known, to do something like that against his wishes would really just be to satisfy our own need to celebrate and honor him. And if he says to us, you know, I'm happy with the way things are and I don't want any fanfare, you know what? I think we just need to respect that and honor that. I don't agree with it, but that's the point. You know, none of us have to. We just need to respect Charlie and what he wants. But with that being said, I'm going to sit down now, and I'm going to turn it back over to Heath. But what I would like to do is offer this assembly of members an opportunity right now to just show Charlie your appreciation with a very heartfelt round of your applause.
He is a stubborn old mule too, that guy right there. So hopefully you put a little bit of you in there and get rid of all those traits that he's pushing against me all the time. So Charlie, well deserved. Congratulations. Thank you for everything that you've done for me and for the midsection. At this time, I'd like to recognize some of the past presidents that are actually in the room today. Mr. Jim Bender. Mr. Greg Hurd. Mr. Rick Meskel. Incoming District Director, Mr. Tom Henderson. Junior Golf, Joe Felder. Brad Worthington. All right, I'd like to segue now to Mr. Michael Shank and the Education Committee.
I'd like to add my own congratulations to Jeff. Glad to have you steering the ship. Welcome aboard in that role. We're going to start with a couple quick thank yous. We just wrapped up another successful winter series. We had 6 great events. I'd like to thank the committee, all the hosts, everyone who came out and attended those events. We think they're extremely valuable and appreciate your support of those events. I do want to especially thank Chris Kenny, who's not here today, but did the lion's share of the work for those events this year. He did a tremendous job putting them together, and if you don't know, if you weren't able to attend, Paul Giordano, pardon me, has posted a lot of that content online. So you can go to the Met PGA YouTube channel and actually check out a lot of the content from this past winter. So if you haven't been able to attend any of them and you'd like to take a look, there's some great stuff online there. Did want to also quickly mention, we had a Rules of Golf seminar about 2 weeks ago at Brayburn, our annual event. Participation was considerably down this year, so please let us know what we can do to make that event more attractive to you. We think it's a valuable event, and if it's a timing issue or whatever it was, maybe it was just an off year, but please let us know. A couple upcoming events. We've got Met PGA Hope Training, April 13th and 14th. Titleist Club Fit at Huntington on April 13th. And on April 19th, US Kids Golf Certified Coaching at Westchester Country Club. So all good events. Of course, most importantly, what's in your packet, Tuesday, April 12th, we've got what we think is going to be one of the best spring forums in a long time. We're super excited. Butch Harmon. It's going to be a fantastic event. The agenda is in your packet. Take a look. Please sign up if you have not already. We expect a very good turnout for that event. You should have received this past Monday, you got an email. It's from Metro Social Media, so you may not have recognized it, but that was from us. What we're going to be doing in the fireside chat portion of Tuesday's event is fielding questions that were emailed in advance. So we're not going to be running around with the microphone. If you have a question for Butch, email it in. I believe Jeff's going to link in the newsletter tomorrow as well. You can find a spot. Email in your questions, and Michael Breed will present them to Butch, select questions on Tuesday. And that concludes the report. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.
Thank you guys, congratulations. I think you look at a rock star lineup in the fallway, Cameron McCormick, Jordan Spieth's coach, now Butch. Great job guys. Thanks to Michael Breed for helping to reach out and coordinate those, but Rockstar Education, something that we take very important, so good job guys, great content. Let's roll over to Employment and Labor Relations, which will stand as written in the packet, cover most of that in the Secretary's report. But I'd like to extend the opportunity to Jonathan Gold, our PGA Employment or Career Consultant, not quite sure what the exact term is, to come on and give a brief report.
Thank you, Heath. First and foremost, just absolutely thrilled to be here. We are often asked, and we ask ourselves, especially this time of year, what can we do differently? The world we live in changes every day, and technology that consumes our world changes faster than we can keep up with. But it's funny that 100 years ago today, in a room slightly smaller than this one, PGA professionals just like yourself assembled together to tell the world exactly why they exist. Not what they do by giving golf lessons and running clubs, but rather they came together to tell everyone what they believed in and exactly what they stand for. You know, it is an honor to be standing here in front of you to represent Metropolitan PGA professionals. I know that in my heart that you, like those founding professionals, use golf as a gift to enrich others' lives that you touch. And that is our obligation, and we all will do this together, to tell your story, especially to those who employ PGA professionals, exactly what you stand for. My mission, first and foremost in the new role, is to just continue to establish relationships with you. It is a priority for me to be proactive, provide you with a set of tools for you to succeed, listen to you, all with the goal of enhancing everyone in this room's career. Some brief housekeeping. As you can see in the packet, it's been a fairly quiet season for employment in the section. Unemployment for PGA members is about 3% within the Metropolitan PGA, and nationally it's about 3.8%. Just want to wish all those who have had new positions and welcome those who are new to this section. Congratulations, and those who are embarking on a new journey outside this section, the best of luck. In January of this year, the PGA of America hired Roger Martinez as the new Senior Director for Employment Services of the PGA of America. Roger formerly was the CEO of Santa Ana Golf Club and Twin Waters Golf Club in New Mexico. I know Dan Pasternak will allude to shortly that we are really excited about Roger Martinez's role with Employment Services. Also, in closing, in the spirit of the NCAA Championship, something made me think of John Wooden. And after doing some research about John Wooden, he had a lot of striking similarities to someone else in this room today that I'm sure he was probably sick of us mentioning his name already. And sorry, Charlie, I did some research, and John Wooden actually retired with a full head of hair. So, contrary to belief. He believed in two things. John Wooden believed in faith and patience, and so much so that after 20 seasons, he won his first of 10 national championships. And want to leave you with some of his thoughts, as well as one of our greatest mentors. He was the first to embrace diversity. Coach Wooden always reminded his players that you should never try to be better than someone else, and that success is not based on whether you win or lose. Success is, at the end of the day, if you've given your all, and if that was your best, well, then that was success. And please know, as Jeff has alluded to, that we have an entire team and an association that's committed to help you while you are out there in pursuit of success. And I wanted to wish everyone a fantastic 2016. Best of luck, and thank you very much.
Jonathan is definitely midsection strong and an incredible asset for each and every one of us, and a pretty damn smart kid. So take advantage and reach out to him if you have any questions or need any help. I'd like to take this time to bring up Adam McDade for the Public Relations Report.
Thanks, Heath. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to another season. And it's great to have Jeff up here, although I kind of missed the jabs from Charlie and having Charlie pick on all of us once in a while. So Charlie might have to step up his training with Jeff and get him up to speed with that stuff. So looking forward to having you lead us this season, so thanks. As previously mentioned, Paul Giordano has been doing a great job all winter working diligently on these storyboards. This one highlights our host facility today, Waikiki. It's just a great way to illustrate the history of the club all the way up to present day to the current professional and our host, Ben Hoffine. So this is going to be a great addition, and they can be presented to some of the clubs that Paul makes these for this season as gifts from the Met PGA. So looking forward to seeing some more of those. Also, James Ondo, my co-chair, I just want to thank James for all his work. He's been doing a great job with us trying to help out with a lot of this public relations committee items. The other thing that was a big push this winter was the teaching tips, which I think we have maybe 7 to 9 teaching tips, which Paul has been doing a great job recording. Paul's going to release one of these tips every month. That'll be on the the website and on the YouTube channel that you can go to and see the tips from our peers. So we're looking forward to seeing those. One of the big things on a day like today, I just want to continue to have everyone thank our sponsors for all they do for us. It's obviously a big part of what makes this section great, gives us great sponsorship dollars, helps our tournament prizes, and utilize them for your outings and also your events at the club just to have them help with their knowledge. Continue to also write your thank you notes when we go to host clubs for the events we play in. It's nice to get a note when you host an event just as a thank you that everyone appreciates these great sites that we get to go to and play in all these great events throughout the season. And it's also like to just wish everyone a successful season and hope everyone stays healthy. Thanks.
I just want to touch on the tips aspect that Adam mentioned. The tips, this is an incredible opportunity for every member of the section to have Paul come out, professionally video, edit, put together, I don't know, 30-second, 2-minute, 3-minute, whatever you want to do, tip, or 2 or 3, put them in a can. It's not just for the teachers of the year, this is for anyone. Call up Paul, make an appointment, do it at your facility, do it wherever you guys can make an arrangement, but take advantage, market yourself, and get a really nicely put together packaged golf tip and get it out there on the YouTube channel. And hopefully after this meeting right now, everyone will go back to their home computers and subscribe to the Met PGA YouTube channel and get that social media working and start to share some of those videos and spread the social media touches for each and every one of us. Let's go over to tournaments. Dave, let's go.
Thank you, Heath. Before I get started, I do want to recognize a few people for some of their accomplishments. I would first like to acknowledge Matt Dobbins as the PGA Player of the Year at the national level. I would also like to recognize Matt Dobbins as the Met PGA Player of the Year. That will be awarded at the Educational Forum on Tuesday, April 12th. I'd also like to recognize Ben Pollins for the PGA Assistant Player of the Year. He'll be actually recognized on Monday, April 11th. Some off-season accomplishments. I think you're going to see a very common theme here. Matt Dobbins and Ben Pollins finished first and second on the PGA Tournament Series money list and scoring average. Matt Dobbins also recently played in the Sanderson Farms Championship, the Northern Trust Open, the Puerto Rico Open, and the Shell Houston Open, where he made the cut. Ben Pollins won PGA Tournament Series event number 1, and Matt Dobbins won Tournament Series number 2. And Ben Pollins also earned conditional status on the Mackenzie Tour. So obviously there was a little theme there, but I do want to congratulate them and acknowledge them. Okay, before I get started with my report, I just want to give a few thank yous. Obviously, first, thank Charlie for all his years of service and an outstanding job he did for all of us. And I'd also like to thank Jeff for his outstanding job that he did for the past 8 years as tournament director, and congratulate him on his new position as executive director of the Met section. As tournament chairman for the last 3 or 4 years, I've had the opportunity to work with Jeff, and he's made my job a heck of a lot easier, so thank you, Jeff. I'd also like to welcome Dan Kiley as the new tournament director, and Kevin Rodin as the assistant tournament director. They have been fantastic this year, and they are very busy keeping us on the forefront of our tournament play. So thank you, Kevin, thank you, Jeff, thank you, Dan, and thank you, Charlie. Okay, to the report. You should have your schedule in front of you in the packet. And as always, we're looking for sites for events. At any time, if you feel like your course is interested in hosting an event, reach out to myself or any of the Met staff and start that conversation. Get it going early. Especially, don't do it, the year of is tough. Give yourself some leeway, it's a lot easier, okay? Some tournament changes. I know it was mentioned by Stu in terms of direct deposit. It is on the web page. It is also in your packet. The form is actually in your packet. So you can take that, fax it in. Like he said, we are looking for 100% participation. Some changes in the tournament. The Tree Room Memorial this year will be shortened to 3 days. In the past, it was 4. The regular division, there'll be a cut to 8 in ties. In the senior division, there'll be a cut to 4 in ties after round 2. PGA of America's Centennial Celebration. We will be hosting events at former championship sites this season. Such sites will be Siwanoy, where we'll have the Met PGA, Engineers, the Long Island PGA, Inwood, the Jack Mallon, Pelham, Lincoln Pro-Am, Eisenhower Red, the Senior Junior, and Bethpage, the New York State Open. We've done our best to try to keep that in line with getting all these former PGA Championship sites on our calendar this year. Lincoln Pro-Ams, we have an exciting schedule this year, as you can see in your packet. We have a great venue. We will continue the race for the lease program by Lincoln, and we will continue the Mohegan Sun Tournament of Champions. However, I just want to make note, there's a change in your packet. There will be no test drive this year. However, there will be a car for a hole-in-one at the Pro-Ams. In terms of Pro-Ams, Stream Song Pro-Am this year is our travel Pro-Am this November. We expect a very high interest. I know those who have been to Stream Song have spoken very highly of it. And we will have teams from last year have the right of refusal until June 15th. Last year, the tournament committee adopted a pace of play program. It was very successful, and we did see improvements. They were noticed. The staff will continue to monitor in checkpoint fashion, and the staff is looking to publish pace of play data following our major championships this season. So please be aware, you'll see the staff out there at certain locations throughout our major championships, and actually through all our events, collecting data and monitoring our pace of play. Another note on our hard card. Our hard card has been amended this year, and the one ball rule will no longer be in effect, and Rule 14-3. So please take note of that, be aware of it before the tournament season starts. There was also some changes to the PGA of America Professional Championships. They are all in your packet. The deadline changes, sponsor money, section spot allocation, and section alternates. There have been changes made to those. Please be aware. They're in your packet. Read them and familiarize yourself with them. There have been a few other rule changes by the USGA and the RNA. The anchoring ban, there's a great infographic in your packet. I would recommend making copies, post it at your club. It was very well done. And there are additional primary chart changes. These are in your packet. So I want to thank Dan and the staff for doing a wonderful job getting that packet together for you for this season. And just in closing, I do want to thank the tournament committee for the dedication, their time and their knowledge to guide us and to make our season a successful season. And lastly, I'd like just to thank the staff for their hard work and dedication that they continue to do year after year to make us, continue to make us the best playing section in the country. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Tournament's obviously a huge, important part of what we do and the events we get to play in. This tournament committee in particular, I sat in on one meeting and had to leave after 2.5 hours, and they think they kept going for another 2. It was absolutely unbelievable the dedication they were putting into it. So thank you guys for all your hard work. Let's roll over to the assistants committee, Corey Muller.
Thanks, Heath. Good morning, everybody. I want to start off just by acknowledging the assistance board. I was fortunate enough this winter to sit in on a couple of meetings that they ran and some conference calls. Our secretary this year is Alex Smith, treasurer Jimmy Farrell, second vice president Pete Catanzaro, the first vice president Tyler Harlamio, and our president Dennis Dungy, returning for, I guess all these guys returning for their second terms. Dan and Kevin and the team that support from the Met section, we really thank you for all that hard work. The packet has a PAT schedule and a list of tournament sites. Just to make mention that we are a little light on Long Island sites for assistance tour events. So if you're a club on Long Island, you're interested in hosting, we would like to get in contact with you as soon as possible. Some award winners that are assistants that will be re-acknowledged next week at Old Oaks and have already been today, but worth another nod. Ben Poland, our Assistants Player of the Year, and Sarah Dixon, our Female Player of the Year as an assistant golf professional. And a two-time winner, the 2015 Assistant Golf Professional of the Year goes to Dennis Dungy. And again, those awards will be given out on Monday. Junior golf this year, there's a continued support from the group to not only fundraise for junior golf, but add to the program by taking part in the Junior Golf League Championships. Last year, a really successful event where the assistant golf professionals kind of led the charge during the Met Section Championship prior to one of their assistance events. This year, thanks to Stuart Walk and his availability for Silvermine on August 29th, that program will continue, and I think they're doing a really great job there. If you haven't checked out on the public relations side, Alex Smith is doing a really cool thing. I got to watch it yesterday, a bit of a webcast, if you will, an Inside the Assistants Tour show. The first episode is attached to the assistants page. It was done at Old Oaks with Nick Maselli. And it's really something great. So I commend Alex for his efforts on that, as the product is really great, and I think it's only going to continue to be awesome for everybody throughout the season. Lastly, in terms of the education and the mentor program, something that we have touched on, this group has been sort of championed to head up the mentor program and what we're calling the Met Mentor Network. And this network is designed to partner up young assistant golf professionals with more tenured leaders and head professionals in our section. Jimmy's going to begin to reach out to all past award recipients in our section, proven leaders that have come through our section that want to offer up some time and guidance to some younger professionals. All that we're really asking is your willingness to be contacted to help out a young professional that maybe is in need of some education or teaching prowess. And we also ask that over the course of maybe 2 years, you make yourself available for a panel or a discussion or something that might follow an assistance tour event. And so coupling on that and partnering with things that we've done in the past with Mentor Mondays, that program is changing to a career development day. We actually have 2 that are going to be on the calendar. One, the first one being June 20th at Walkabuck. And the idea behind this is that this Career Development Day is just an enhancement to a normal assistance event. So the tournament is kind of the highlight, but what you'll see that day is an education program following, utilizing some of these mentors to speak about some career development on various topics. And we're also going to invite that panel to play golf and participate that day, kind of infiltrate their way into some groups throughout the day to have some one-on-one experiences with assistants. They won't take away from the purse or be competing at the same level. There'll probably be a little side game for the professionals that choose to do that. We will be looking for people to participate in that, and just if you're interested, it's the week prior to the New York State Open qualifier at Walkabuck. So a good opportunity to get maybe a practice round in, but also give back to the association. With that being said, if anyone else is interested in participating as a mentor, please just drop me an email. We're going to start to populate that group and make it available to the assistant golf professionals to help kind of network and create that relationship going forward. So we think it's going to be a very positive thing. I commend the assistants board by taking the lead on this. We appreciate everybody's involvement. All right, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Corey. That's a new initiative that I hope takes off. There's some other sections in the country doing a mentoring program, and I think we were a little bit behind the 8 ball, so great job. I think it's going to be an incredible asset, and hopefully everyone will jump in there and get involved. Now we're going to bring him up, Mr. Charles Robson, to discuss the changes that we've made in the Met PGA Foundation. You'll see that we've changed the name from Junior Golf Tour Junior Golf Foundation to Met PGA Foundation, and Charlie will touch on the aspects of that. Charlie.
Thanks, guys. I didn't know all you guys had such a man crush on me. You know, I could live my life a little differently. And by the way, Jeff, you got a good chance to be just like me someday, you know. So, first of all, thanks to all of you. So many great notes and well wishes and everything. 43 years is a long time, too long for most of you probably, for me to be up here, but I've enjoyed every minute of it pretty much. And look forward to still being a part of what goes on here. I'm going to just try and hit the treetops of this foundation report, because I think you're going to hear some more important things from Ben and Stu and Chris Noack and Paul Glutt in a second. But basically what we did is in the mid-70s we started Junior Tour. Late 80s we started a Junior Golf Association, created a 501c3, which is a charitable organization, and we've been driving some money to that charity since then. We realized, especially last year with the Met PGA Hope program, that our charitable endeavors meant a lot more than just getting kids to play golf. And getting the veterans involved, I can tell you, was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever seen. What Kelly Clayton did in creating that program, nurturing it, and following through on it was absolutely incredible. And for the 30 or so professionals that got involved teaching, most of them, I think all but a couple, at with no financial remuneration, was really inspiring to me. Then you fast forward and you see $500,000 raised for Patriot Golf Day and for the Folds of Honor. And we came to this realization that we're doing a lot of good for people, and maybe people don't know about it, and maybe we can make it easier for all of you. So what we've tried to do is create a one-size-fits-all and yet customize that one size. So if you want to do Patriot Golf Day and Folds of Honor on Labor Day weekend, that's fantastic. Keep it going. It's a terrific program, and the people that it benefits are truly needed. If you want to do junior golf, we've got all the programs in the world. We've got diversity with the first tee. And now we've got Met PGA Hope, which is touching the lives. Last year, about 100 veterans. This year, we hope to double that number to about 200. And one of the really cool things at the end of the program, each of those veterans is going to get a set of clubs. Some of our partners have been great about making them available to us. There is a cost, but it's certainly reasonable. And I think the one thing that I feel like it says is that you guys gave a lot to us. Most of these people have post-traumatic stress syndrome, prosthetics, they might be wheelchair bound, and now we've got the chance to give them a set of clubs. And for a couple $100, what a nice way to say we thank you and we respect what you've done for us. So from my standpoint, we've got all these great programs. We had a call the other day with 10 of our top fundraisers, and to a man, each one of them said, these things are great, we got to figure out how to make them work at our club, but we're committed to it. And those fundraisers probably raised about, well, I think we raised over $600,000 between junior golf and Patriot Golf Day. They probably raised about $575,000 of that. So what I'd like to see is, that group is inspiring to me, but what would really be more meaningful is that if all those of you in the room that didn't get involved in one way or another, try to go back to your clubs and say, listen, this is something special, this is something that's meaningful. If we can raise $500 from the club, $1,000 from the club, whatever it is, it will really make a difference. And what I'd really rather have you do, to be honest with you, than just go back to your club and talk about the program, is to come out to those training programs, go to West Point, go to Moshlu, go to Eisenhower Park, work with those 30 or 40 veterans, see the trust that they have in you as a golf professional, caring about them. And I guarantee you that after you do that, you're not only going to be sold on the program, but you're going to want to say, how can I do more? So The foundation is something that I think speaks well for what the Met PGA is all about. I think it speaks well for what you all are all about. That it's not just what we can make out of the game of golf, but what we can give back through the game of golf. So I thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing from the others that are going to talk about some of the elements of the foundation. And I hope that you'll stay in touch with Kelly and Jeff to make sure you let them know how you can help and how you can make a difference. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. Eloquent as always. Junior golf, first tee and junior golf league. Stuart Watt.
Thank you, Heath. First thing I want to start with, everybody get one of these in your packet. If you would, make sure that you have one of these. This would be very helpful to the section to fill out this questionnaire. Please hand this in to one of the staff members when you leave, but please, if everyone can kind of fill this out, it would be very much appreciated. Just kind of want to start with the report here. One of the main things, of course, that we do is that we run a very successful junior tournament program, probably expecting 1,400 children this year, running probably 100, 110. Right now, we're probably set up for about 90 on courses. Just want to thank everyone in this room for their efforts to help us have access to the golf courses, Long Island, and then Westchester, Rockland, and Fairfield. We still do need some more on each site, on the Long Island site, and also on this side of the bridge as well. We have compiled a list by committee. Dan Frankel did this, as to a list of clubs that have many of the juniors participating in the Met PGA junior program and who have not hosted a tournament in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. Now I know that there's reasons for that, because maybe you hosted a Pro-Am or if you hosted something else, but we just want you to know that we're going to be contacting you in the near future, looking for your help. Just to kind of echo and talk about what Charlie was talking about the kind of change of the foundation and the change of the way that we're doing business in our charity, in our outreach. The difference of what this means for our junior program is that this past year we were able to give 7 scholarships to deserving juniors that have participated in the Met PGA program. And these are for kids that are seniors that are going to college next year. And I just think it's a great gift to them. It's a great way for them to kind of remember the Met PGA and all the efforts and the support that they've gotten from the pros, the clubs, and the staff, and for all the hard work for these guys to be rewarded with a scholarship that can help go towards tuition or buy them a laptop or something. And so it's a great thing that we're just able to offer more to more children in our section. And so to kind of, again, to echo what Charlie was saying, if you run a junior golf fundraiser, please continue to do it. If you do something for our veterans, please continue to do it. To start something new, we've got a great roadmap for you to say, hey, listen, we can do a fundraiser for the Met PGA Foundation. We can go to the club, and this is what we do for our children and our veterans in the section. So I please encourage you to go back to the decision makers at your club and start maybe something that would begin to help our foundation. Drive, chip, and putt. What a successful, if anybody watched this on the last Sunday morning, I actually ended up watching it at my club with a young father and his 3 kids, and it was just amazing, this little snapshot that I got, that the kids, he was 7 years old, he was glued to that television and said, Dad, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to sign up for that. And I could only imagine you can multiply that all across the country as the inspiration that it's given young kids to kind of drive them towards the game. And what's coming out of it is that we're getting more kids signing up for our programs because they're being delivered to us that they might not be in the Met PGA Junior program. So it's a wonderful event. Make sure that your members know about it at your club. We were very lucky that two of our juniors from the Met PGA, Kara Cox and Sam O'Hara both qualified to go down to Augusta. And I actually was lucky enough to be with Sam and his mother and Sirius Radio on Brian's show before the Shell tournament there. And the excitement that he had and what it meant for the whole family, for them to go down to Augusta, is really a neat thing. So very cool that the two of our own were down there. The Met PGA Junior League, we're going to cover that in a minute. I'm going to have Ben come up and talk about that. But if this is something that's a little bit different this year, and I'm going to let Ben kind of handle all that stuff. But I want to make sure that I want to thank the staff. And where's Dan Frankel? Is Dan Frankel in the room? Dan Frankel? Just if you could just step forward into the room, just want to say thank you to you. Dan took the program over last year from Kelly, and with Kelly's guidance, Dan is continuing to kind of bring our program to new heights. And I just kind of want to let you know what a remarkable young man that we have working for us, and how lucky we are to have a person who has such passion for the game, for children. His ability to deal with the kids and the parents should all make us proud with how well that he is chauffeuring our programs kind of to the masses. But I just want to talk about some other stuff that you might not know, is that in 2014, Dan was the golf coach for the Maccabi Games, which is games that are played in Israel every 4 years. And he's such a star that he was sought out to coach this team. Well, 4 years later, he's now the golf chair of the whole tournament. So a job well done. And his efforts, his professionalism was also noticed by the Pan Am Games that were played in Chile this past winter. He was the chairman and the golf coach, I think, of 2 teams, of the adult team and the junior team, and they came back with gold and silver. So we really have an all-star with us that makes that represents us remarkably, not only here in our section, but outside of our section, that he's from the Met, and I just want to give him a round of applause. What I kind of want to leave you with is kind of what I say every year, that we can really help our section in 3 ways. Volunteer when you can, raise money for the foundation, and provide access to your great golf courses. Thank you. Ben?
Thank you, Stuart. I just wanted to say a few words about the PGA Junior League. We know there's been some issues with sign up this year via the online website, the fees. We as a section have addressed those, we're working on them. I don't think there's a lot we can do for this year, but for 2017, we will work with the national office to change them to make it easier for all of us. And just as a quick recap, 3 or 4 years ago when the PGA Junior League started, in our section, we had 3 teams, 1 league, probably 35 kids. Fast forward to 2016, there's over 80 clubs involved, over 100 teams, there's 19 leagues. As of yesterday, we had 650 kids. I think that number will rise substantially as we get closer to the sign-up. So to go from 35 kids to probably close to 1,000 in 3 or 4 years is something else. I'd like to thank all of you that do have teams. For those of you who don't, that would still like to, there is time. Even though we're past the deadline, you can still sign up with Caitlin. For those of you that do have teams, please get your kids signed up. You must have your kids registered 2 weeks before your first match. I know a lot of the captains have started to meet to set up schedules, so we're looking at another week or 2 to register kids. A big thanks to our new player development chair, Caitlin. She's a huge resource, a huge asset to us. She's familiar with our area, familiar with junior golf. Please use her. And a big thanks to Jonathan Gold. He was really the backbone behind the PGA Junior League and also all of our player development programs the last few years. As always, if anybody has any questions on the Junior League, please feel free to reach out to myself or to Caitlin. We're more than happy to help you. We're in the process of putting together a best practice manual that we feel will help you with your league and your individual teams. Thank you and have a great season.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for your commitment and working with National. I think you'll see some nice impactfulness from their conversations with National, and the adjustments will be made in a better way. Let's bring up our new committee, PGA Hope, Chris Nowak and Paul Gluck.
Thank you. 2015 was an awesome start to the Hope program. It was truly a great program to start. The hard work from the staff, from Charlie to Jonathan, the whole staff, but especially Kelly. Kelly, like Charlie said, was the rock star behind this and got it going. And I really thank her for doing it. She does an unbelievable amount of work for it. And not only was it the staff and everybody, but it was the professionals that got involved. The professionals that got involved made it all possible. And we really appreciate it. 2016, we plan bigger and better things. And we're really going to need your help for this. The people that got involved this year, ask them, talk to them. It was a truly rewarding experience getting involved with these veterans. We have 2 more days next week at Westchester Country Club at Huntington. And come out, sign up. They're going to be, you won't regret it. They're great training to learn how to teach some of our veterans. You know how to teach, but sometimes with the ailments they have as far as prosthetics, it was an eye-opener for me to learn how to get into a prosthetic and learn how to teach somebody one arm. It was different, but come on out. The best part about the program was the honor to work with our veterans. It's truly a great experience. So many of the pros that came out for the first time to one of the programs came to me and said, boy, I wish I would have done this at the beginning. And seeing the face, you see what the juniors are like when you're teaching them, but when you're teaching a veteran that maybe has no hope or has been down, depressed, many issues, to see them start golfing and the spark in their eye, it was truly, it was amazing. And at this time, I want to bring up a friend of mine, a veteran, a graduate of our first program in West Point, an Army veteran, Sean Huggins.
Good morning. It's an honor for me to have served my country, our country, and also to be a part of this great association, PGA. First, I'd like to have a moment of silence for a veteran by the name of Sean Jenks. Last week, he passed away from a heroin overdose. He was a graduate of the PTSD program at Montrose. It's the #1 program in the state. I graduated from that program as well. So can we just give a moment of silence? Thank you. Sean Jenkins was a paratrooper, 82nd Division, 82nd Airborne. Served in Iraq, served in Afghanistan, still wonders. Sometimes I don't think people really understand the severity of this program, PGA Hope. PGA Hope has saved my life, pretty much. Just to give you a background, I have a torn bicep, unrepairable, blown out knee, ruptured EPL tendon, and a couple of dislocated discs. So my life has been totally compromised. It's been a total change of a lifestyle. Thanks to PGA Hope, I have some sense of purpose. I can open up again and feel whole again. I can feel like I'm a part of an organization, a part of something bigger than myself. It allows me to overcome the trials and tribulations that I endure every day.
It allows me to get out of myself, you know, and makes my day a lot brighter. So I'm here to say that PGA Hope is changing lives. It's saving lives more so. I encourage you, if you haven't been involved, I'm encouraging you to get involved with the program, whether it be monetary or just spending some time with the vets. I've developed a great relationship, and I would like to ask those who are part of my healing and part of my saving my life, can y'all please stand up? Because that's what this really is all about. Those who were part of the program. I have vets now that are calling me every day, Sean, have you heard any word so we can get started? You know, we look forward to this. It's a dynamite program. You guys got to get involved. I'd like to thank Kelly Clayton. Can we give her a round of applause? She works day and night. I love her. It really has changed my life, you know, and I'm sold out to this program. Please, please get involved. Thank you.
As you can see, when you're touching individuals' lives, you know, way more than you possibly fathom. These guys, they really, really appreciated us coming out there. It's a fraction of what we can do for them, for the immense sacrifices that they've given for us. So please come on out. Next, I just want to introduce our national, PGA National Coordinator, fellow Marine veteran, Semper Fi, Chris Nowak.
Good afternoon, everybody. All right, nice quiet crowd. You're obviously a different crowd than I'm used to presenting to. I'm used to presenting to my fellow veterans, like we just heard from, who tells an emotional story. We have 22 veterans a day committing suicide in this country. That's 22 a day. Whether it's PTSD, which is the invisible wound, or wounds like myself, amputee, blindness, wheelchair, spinal cord injury. It's happening, it's still happening. PGA Hope does exactly that. It gives a veteran hope. Yes, it stands for Help Our Patriots Everywhere, but it does give a veteran hope that people care, that you care, and that a nation cares. We can't do this alone. We need yourselves, PGA professionals. We need the Department of Veterans Affairs. We need sponsors, our newest sponsor, Live 23, giving back. So when you're thinking about the game of golf, what's the one thing you think about when you teach the individuals of what they're doing? Thinking about striking that ball. They're not thinking about anything else. They're not thinking about their PTSD. They're not thinking about the individual that they served or next to them that got blown up. They're not thinking about the VA or whoever gave them the wrong deal for that day. They're thinking about that moment in time. And that's what you're giving veterans, moments in time. I know you've heard a lot of people talking today, and I'm just going to leave you with this. And you're part of this. It takes a nation to heal a veteran. The VA can't do it alone. The PGA can't do it alone, but you can be part of that. And we need everybody to get together and to heal our nation's veterans. I appreciate what you're doing. You're touching lives, you're impacting lives, and you have the opportunity to do more to help veterans and get involved in the HOPE program. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
So everybody, thank you very much for your time. I really, really hope everybody can come on out there. We have training next 2 weeks. Even if you can't make those training days, when the programs start, we have 3 of them starting in May. When they start, come on out. Call up Kelly, call up me. If you want to know more about it, any of the pros that have served on it, just to learn more about what it's like to touch these veterans. But if you didn't go through the program, you can still come out and help us. We need, as many pros out to each event as we can. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you. That was amazing. One other thing too, think about these training programs. These training programs kind of really deal about how to protect your student who has a physical issue. So even back at the club, if you have someone who's had a stroke or an amputee or any of those different things, this applies. So it's kind of eye-opening as to protecting that student at all costs, whether it be a two-person team when you're actually working with one of these individuals or other different avenues and approaches. So if you can, it has side benefit, not only for this program, but for you back at your club. I have 2 members that have gone through strokes, and has been definitely very helpful in helping to deal with these individuals get back into the game of golf and help with their therapy. So it's pretty amazing. Let's roll over to the nominating committee and Tom Henderson. Oh, no Tommy. Smooty.
Tommy has a lot of speeches to make going forward in his career, so I'll take this one over. To speak into a couple of points before we get to the nominating committee, the Junior Golf League and the PGA Hill program, nothing else needs to be said, you need to do it. And we shouldn't have to ask or beg people to get involved in those programs, because once it touches your life, you're gonna wonder why you haven't done it before. So really take some stock in what you're doing. Spend a minute, just stop by the program and just watch it. It's changed my life. I got involved last year. Paul Glut, the passion in his voice. He's very passionate, as a lot of our people in this room are. So definitely look at those 2 programs. They benefit a lot of people as well as yourselves. The nominating committee, if you take out your packet, I'm going to ask you to open up the packet, the agenda, go to the last page, and look to the left. There's the nominating committee report. I please ask you to read it. The nominating committee has 7 members on it, and it is an elected position in the fall. This past fall at Beth Page, we didn't even have to vote because we had no one have any interest in getting involved. And I think that that's embarrassing for a section like this. I'm not going to reprimand anybody or yell at anybody, but I find it hard to believe that we're just going to allow people not to get involved at this level. We have a great section. We have Jeff involved, Charlie, and a lot of effort goes in by the board. And we need you. There's a lot of passion, there's a lot of talent. Like in Frankel, who would have expected that in him? There's a lot of passion and talent, and a lot of you guys out there, we need you involved in what the section is about. Jeff is steering the bus, but we need to fill the bus with some talented people like you guys. Corey Muller, best dressed again in the spring meeting, just to digress for a moment. And the hair, phenomenal, buddy. It's just blown me away every spring meeting. It's just really great to see Corey out there. Getting back to business now. The board, we're going to be vacating Mr. Heaton Watson this year from his position. We'll be replacing the president, as well as 4 positions on the board will be becoming vacant. So we do need your input in trying to identify some of these people, like yourselves or anybody else sitting next to you. If you think they're worthy and they have something to offer, as all of you do, please do notify somebody on the committee, fill out a form on the website, please get us the information. Again, we shouldn't have to be going out trying to beg people. You guys should be wanting to get involved and help this section be the great one that it is. Again, Wednesday at Westchester with John Kennedy and Huntington and myself on Thursday. You do have the Hope programs. Please come on out, take note of that, and do sign up for the PGA Golf League. Thank you very much.